Yeah, right. There's this very special room in the hospital, in all the paediatric hospitals around Australia now, called the Starlight Express Room. This is a room full of like games and toys and movies and PlayStations and Xboxes and everything that you would ever want as a kid. And this room is there so kids in hospital can come and hang out with a Captain Starlight and kind of forget about the fact that they're in hospital for a little while. As you can imagine, hospital can be a pretty scaring and confronting place, even for an adult, but especially for a 5-year-old boy or girl, or a child up to 17 years old can be at the Children's Hospital. So the Starlight Express Room offers them a place where they can bring their mums and dads or brothers and sisters or any family and kind of forget about the situation they're in for a little while. Doctors and nurses aren't allowed in the Starlight Express Room. It's not my job as a captain to know what's wrong with these kids. I'm the one person they don't have to talk to about medicine and procedures and everything like that. Of course, unfortunately, there are kids who aren't well enough to come to the Starlight Express Room, but that's when I have the privilege of visiting them by their bedside. The captains get to go into these kids' room, and it's kind of my job to do anything and everything I can to bring to life the imagination of each child that I meet, whether it be transforming their room into something magical or chaotic or cool or kind of, it's my job to be whatever each and every kid I meet needs me to be. Whether it be a 17-year-old boy who just wants to hang out with a mate and chat and, I don't know, kill people on Xbox, or a 4-year-old girl who wants her face painted like a rainbow butterfly. I've gotten really good at that. That's my job as a Captain Starlight. I have always adored kids. I've always loved hanging out with kids. I tend to get along better with 4-year-olds than I do with most adults. I think it's because we have similar interests and attention spans. But I never really thought I could have a career hanging out with kids. It's not something growing up I went, hey, I'm going to hang out with kids and get paid for it. Growing up, I was really interested in performing and singing and acting. The older I got, I went through high school and became quite serious about wanting to be an actor. Graduated from high school and went to WAPA, the Western Australian Academy of Performing Arts, in WA, where I studied for 3 years. I then came to Sydney, got an agent, and I kind of feel like I've spent the last 3 years of my life working in a cafe waiting to be an actor. Unfortunately, the reality of an acting career in Australia is a slim one. There's not many people can actually say they can work consistently enough to pay their bills and enjoy it. Yeah, so I feel like I spent a lot of my time sitting on the couch being concerned, hoping that I was going to be an actor, hoping that I was going to get an audition, waiting for an audition, and I kind of had resigned myself to the fact that that was what I was going to be, that I was going to be that guy, the guy that worked in a cafe for the next 10 years of his life and did the crappy casual jobs because the acting career was going to happen. And then at the start of this year, I just was unemployed for a really long time. And I kind of started to think that maybe I didn't want to be that guy, that maybe I didn't want to get to 30 and if I wanted to start a family or something, I didn't want to have to like work in a cafe and try and support a family or do things like that. But there wasn't really anything else that I was good at. I was a bit sort of stuck. I didn't really want to go down the drama teacher path. It was kind of the safety blanket thing, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And then one day, of all places on Facebook, I found an advertisement for Captain Starlight. I kind of read the brief and realized that it was kind of my dream job because I get to be paid to hang out with kids. And not only do I get to do that, I get to utilize all the skills that I've spent the last sort of 6 years of my life trying to develop, but I get to use them for a reason. I think the hardest thing I've found being an actor sometimes is you don't feel like you've got a reason to do it. A lot of the time you can feel like you're just doing it for yourself, which is wonderful, but I've always felt like I wanted to do something more with it. So now I'm in a situation where I get to use all these skills and use them to make a kid smile, which for me has been the kind of greatest opportunity I've ever been given. And within a week of working as a Captain Starlight, I sort of realized that my life was going to be changed. And it's a dramatic cliche, but it really has. I've been working there for about 6 months now, and it has completely changed my life. It's changed the perspective of who I thought I was going to be as a person. I thought I had to be that guy, but I don't have to be that guy anymore. Now I get to be the guy that goes to work each and every day and is happy and fulfilled and comes home at the end of every day exhausted and rewarded and having hung out with 5-year-olds, which is just the best thing in the whole world. So I was thinking about endings, and I was thinking, oh, I should really try and say something constructive and like give a bit of advice, take it or leave it. But I think the biggest thing I've learned in the past few years is that even if you do have this really strong idea of who you are as a person and who you have to be, and it's not working out, it's okay. Like, let it be okay, because funnily enough for me, the hardest period of my life at the end of last year and the start of this year when things weren't working actually sort of opened up the best opportunity of my life. And once I accepted that I didn't have to be something I decided I had to be, I could actually be something brand new, that's when the good things started to happen. So don't worry, you know, it's going to be all good. And if you know any kids in hospital, or you've got any families, or know anyone that has to be in hospital, tell them about Captain Starlight, because there's about 100 of us in Australia now. We're in almost every paediatric hospital in the country. And Captain Starlight has become this figure. I don't need to know a child personally. They can walk down the corridor, and as soon as they see me in my amazing purple and yellow uniform and my silver cape, they know they get to, hey, guys, it's good, all right? I didn't bring slides, but it's really good. They know they get to have fun. And that's an amazing experience for me too, because I can meet a kid for the first time and all of a sudden they have this incredible faith in me that I'm going to make them laugh or be wacky or have fun with them. And I think that's the most important thing about my job, is that I just get to be that guy now who makes a kid smile, which is a pretty cool thing.